My vocation story is something like this. I was one of the youth in my generation who heard the call of Pope John Paul II to do something special with our life. And prior to that, I grew up in a family of 5, being the eldest son. And my desire was to be in the military just like my dad. But along the line, going through high school and college, I decided right after my college I was going to join the seminary. And something that truly prompted me to begin thinking about a seminary was my pastors in my parish always, talk to me about if I've ever thought or consider becoming a priest, and I always tell them, no, that's not my calling. But eventually, when I got into college, something really happened. When I went into college for my first 3 years, I never went to the Catholic Church for Mass. And I was on campus. I was going to church, but I was going to some of those mega churches on campus. And for 3 years, I did that. And after a while, I came to my senses and just asking myself, what was I doing? Because when I go home on vacation, my parents know that they don't know what was happening. I join them at Mass, I go to Mass with them. But after that, I decided I was going to, speak to the campus chaplain about what was happening with me. And he began working with me, and he actually introduced me to going to adoration on Wednesday. And my first adoration on Wednesday was immense experience for me. That was actually my turning point, because when I went in adoration that evening, I remember going into adoration that evening, and it was as if when I went into the church, it was as if somebody was actually welcoming me back home into the church that day. I was pretty much more like the prodigal son story. I felt so overwhelmed that I just broke down and in tears and crying, right before the Blessed Sacrament. And then tell myself that, I have to do something better with my life at that moment. And I remember that was a turning point. And then when I left college, it was important for me to make a choice at that point, and I decided I was going to join the priesthood. And the first question my parents asked me when I told them I was going to join the priesthood was, are you sure you're going to be happy? Because your happiness is our happiness. And I told them, well, I'm going to go give it a trial. If it doesn't work, I'll go back to my old way of life and do something with my life. And when I went into the seminary, one day turned to 10 years, and after 10 years, I got ordained. And looking back now, I'm still grateful to God for my vocation. And if I have to do it all over again, I will still choose to be a priest.